sweet or something ridiculous?
Ridiculous!
I'm hearing ridiculous. Yeah. I'm really excited about that. I was going to play something well-crafted and beautiful, but fuck that. This casually goes out to the Birdcliff Artist Colony.
Yay!
Communal living. So this is a story. I only have 5 minutes. I'm going to talk fast. This is a true story. It did not happen to me. I had the great good fortune of being handed a transcript of this interview and told to make a song out of this interview. Woo! About the worst wedding this woman had ever been to. And I made a song out of it, and I'm going to tell it to you exactly as she told it to me, and it's ridiculous. Around the 70s, in the part of Northern California where I live, there was this big back to the land movement, and a bunch of hippies took their families and all their stuff out to this big place in the middle of the nowhere that they refer to as the land. Of course, they call it the land. And a few years ago, a friend of mine went out there, and she was spending some time on the land, and she met a guy, and they decided to get married. Did you ever go back? No, I never went back. I was like, yeah, that's enough for me. Did you ever go back? No, I never went back. Oh, I never went back to the land. And I got the invitation, and I thought, this is cool. Weekend in the country, I'll go to this wedding. But then we started getting emails, and it became apparent pretty fast that we all were going to have to do a bunch of shit. Could you bring this pot or pan? Could you bring a sleeping bag? And you also need a sleeping pad and all these things to put yourself up. Also, you need stuff to eat, breakfast, lunch, and dinner for however many days you're on the land. And then we started getting more emails, and it became apparent that not only were we feeding ourselves for the weekend, we were catering the dinner. Could you bring 10 pounds of chicken? Could you bring 4 dozen eggs? Can you basically go out and spend like $500 at the grocery store and fill up your car and just bring it on up to the land? So we decided to rent a minivan, myself and the 2 friends I went with, Jake and Kathy, and we drive and we drive and we drive and we drive. And we drive 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 out to the middle of nowhere to the place that they refer to as the land, and right away, like out of central casting, there is this totally controlling, uptight woman in charge of the kitchen, and it's, no, you can't put that there, you can't put that there, you need to put this here, these are the vegan cutting boards, these are the vegan knives, and it's actually very complicated, it takes forever to learn, it's like you're stepping into some kind of complicated psych experiment, and it's a setup to fail. And right away, Jake is like, we'll see you later, ladies, I'm gonna go hang out with the guys. And that's when commune living rule number 1 starts to kick in, which is, well, the women folk are gonna gather in the kitchen, and the guys, they're gonna do their thing outside. And Kathy and I are like, this is bullshit. And we spent the whole day in the kitchen cooking. And that night, someone took my sleeping bag, and I can't find my sleeping pad, and a little girl wet her sleeping bag, and guess whose sleeping pad that was? And maybe someone touched me in the middle of the night. Nope, it turns out that the place is just full of mice. And then it's 6:30 a.m. Someone comes in with a bell and starts ringing it. And I wake up, we get up early on the land. And all the women trudge over to the kitchen and spend the day cooking again. Kathy was calling it wedding work camp. And eventually, we go outside, and there's a tree, and we gather in a circle and they start the wedding ceremony. And during the ceremony, during the vows, this guy in the second row starts speaking out, interrupting them, oh wow, that is so cool, you guys are joining the band, like that, super loud. And oh man, forever, that's a long time, whoa, whoa, whoa. And I'm like, okay, that guy is absolutely tripping. He's peeking at the wedding ceremony. And somebody went over and was like, Dustin, man, be more chill, but it just went on for the whole time. But they pronounced them man and wife, and we head back to the house, and the ladies are all like, let's get the meal out. And I'm like, ask that guy, and that guy, and that guy, but I am sitting the tripping guy, is like, I'm jumping over the fire. I'm gonna jump over that fire. And we're like, Dustin, man, may not be such a good idea, but he wouldn't listen, and he tripped, and he fell in the fire. And he's like standing in hot coals. Like, I can't believe I'm laughing, but it's like, okay, now we have a medical emergency. And if we need someone who's completely sober, who can drive in and out of here in the dark in a car and somehow find a hospital on the land. It took a very long time to find that person. And then we found out 2 years later that they didn't even really get married. Because they actually don't believe in it as like a legal thing, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I find it curious.